He is one of the original members of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, their musical director, and a guitarist who's helped shape that massive TSO sound we all love, especially around the holidays. The band is back this year with an all-new show. Joining me to talk all about it is Al Petrelli. Good morning, Al.
Good morning. How you been, my friend?
Hey, doing great. Welcome to the show. This year's tour, Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. It's being called your biggest and best yet, and a completely new show. So I got to ask, what's new or different that fans are going to notice right from the get-go?
Everything from the jump. So there's a group of people who've been coming to see us year after year, and I affectionately refer to them as the repeat offenders. And they've been coming, some of them have been coming, I don't know, 20, 25 years. They used to bring their kids, now they're bringing their grandchildren. And I got off tour last year. We had a fantastic year last year. Wonderful show. And we start our production meetings by the second or third week of January. And we all kind of like said the same thing simultaneously. You know, our managers, our lighting designer, and they said, we want to change the entire show completely.
Wow.
So when the house lights go down, the curtain drops, even the repeat offenders are going to go, what happened? You know, I think we owe it to that community of people who come to see us all the time. I never want to hear anybody say, yeah, it was good, man. It was like last year.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you get into trouble. It's real simple to sit back, you know, and just go, we crushed it. Let's do it again. You know, I want to put them on their heels from the jump visually. Our lighting designer, a guy named Brian Hartley, came up with some of the most breathtaking special effects that nobody's ever seen. I got to see it last night for the first time, and I actually almost got, choked up, or I did get choked up.
Wow.
Like, you can't do this in an arena. And he did it. Musically, we're doing songs that we've never, ever played before on a winter tour. And of course, there's the familiar portion. Everybody loves the story, The Ghost of Christmas Eve.
Of course.
But we owe it to the folks in the audience. We owe it to our founder, Paul O'Neill. And me as an artist, I like to stay uncomfortable. That's when I grow. If I'm getting too comfy, I'm not moving in any direction. You follow me?
Yeah, I respect that a lot because you guys could totally just rest on your laurels, and it sounds like you are definitely not doing that. TSO shows are an amazing mix of rock concert and classical performance and full-on theater with lasers and pyrotechnics and storytelling. It's sensory overload in the very best way possible. As musical director, how do you keep that blend fresh after all these years?
I've been dreaming about this since I seen the Beatles on Ed Sullivan in '64.
Wow.
So growing up with the guitar around my neck my whole life, just dreaming one day, if I ever have the chance to do this once, So the house lights go down, I put that Les Paul around my neck. I'm a 15-year-old in 1977. And the other part is that it's going to be 31 years this coming February when I recorded the opening notes to the song that put us on the map, Christmas Eve, Sarajevo, 12/24.
Wow.
And I watched this child, or infant, if you will, open its eyes for the first time. If Paul O'Neill is the father of TSO, I'm the weird uncle. And I watched this, and I've watched this infant grow like one of my children.
Yeah.
Hitting almost 31 years old. So proud of it, so protective of it. I just love it. It's like my oldest son is 38 years old. He's still my baby boy. I'm going to hug him and kiss him as much as I possibly can. They'll never be nothing other than my babies. So I don't even think about, anything other than I can't wait to do this all the time.
I feel your enthusiasm, but I got to ask, this new tour, I think somebody said it's something like 106 concerts in 48 days. That's grueling for any artist. How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep up your energy?
Okay, back up for 1 second. So we cut it into two bands back in 2000. Okay, so if you do that math and then you cut it in half, it becomes a little less crazy.
Gotcha.
So 99, we did our first tour, 7 cities, 8 or 9 shows, whatever it was. Fantastic. We had one box truck, one fog machine.
Wow. One fog machine. How far we've come.
Yeah, no joke. So in 2000, promoters from all over America wanted a show now. And there's no way I'm getting a band from Boston to Seattle to Salt Lake to San Antonio. Not going to happen. So Paul O'Neill cut the band in half.
Gotcha.
Said he's going to stay up in the 13 colonies. And he looked at me and he goes, you got the rest of the country. I'm like, well, thanks, brother.
You got a lot of ground to cover.
But still, then you got a couple years after that, one show wasn't enough. It was overwhelming, the reaction to this. So now we do 2 shows a day in a lot of the markets, And to be honest with you, I do 3 shows a day. I love doing this so much. So as far as the energy goes, people say, how do you get in shape for the tour? Well, everybody in the band, everybody on the crew, I don't think we're ever out of shape because this isn't something that was sitting around all year and then, oh man, I got to go like run on the treadmill for a couple hours. No, I try to maintain all year long. So it's part of my routine. It's become my tradition. This is what we do, and I love doing it.
I feel that. I can feel that with you. One thing people really admire about the band is the charitable side. More than 20 million bucks donated to charities over the years. 20 million bucks. Why has giving back always been such an important part of TSO?
That's all Paul O'Neill. I met Paul in 1985, and he and I'd be kicking around New York City, walking from some pizza place to a club to the studio, whatever, and like clockwork, we'd be walking down, 7th Avenue. I'm on 32nd Street. I look over my shoulder. He's gone. He's back on 29th Street. Like now what? And what's he doing? Some unfortunate person on the sidewalk with, he's reaching in his pocket. He's handing him a 5 or 10, whatever he had.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I witnessed him do that, I said, that was very nice. He goes, look, the money in my pocket is not going to change my life, but it may change that person's day. And if it's a chance to change in the day, man, maybe he's got a shot at a better tomorrow. And I just was like, you're a prince amongst gentlemen, dude. This is what a beautiful thought. Anyway, you fast forward a bunch of years. The first show we did in Philly sold out really quick, and he was so stoked, so happy, so proud. And he decided he wanted to give back to that community and every other community. So he said, $1 from every ticket we sell forever will go back into the community. And one of the things I love about Paul is he didn't talk about it. He told me that once. And that was the end of that conversation.
I love that.
He did what he thought. And I never thought we'd cross, like we hit almost like 21 million tickets last year. I got a golden ticket in an award. I felt like Willy Wonka. And then I thought about it. It's like, wow, $1. But if you're consistent and you're dedicated to a task, look, again, he changed the world.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And with this new tour, one of the fan favorites is coming back, the signing line, which I understand hasn't been a thing since before COVID. Is that right?
Well, so yeah, since COVID, we haven't been able to do it. And prior to COVID, I mean, one of the things that was so special to me, like the hidden treasure in my job, was to sit on the signing line and have people come down and say, we were here last year, and my son wanted to start taking guitar lessons, or my daughter wanted to play the violin or the piano, or meet my my new grandbaby. I mean, we developed a relationship with a lot of these people over the decades, and it's been, it is what it is. I got to keep the audience healthy. I got to keep the singers and the band healthy. But now I'm done with it. So we're back.
And I love that. It's called The Ghost of Christmas Eve, the new tour, the best of TSO and more. It lands in Portland November 23rd with 2 shows. And we have learned that Al has the energy for those 2 shows here in Portland.
And then some. Listen, Portland is so special to me, and I don't know if we ever chatted about this. It was the first arena TSO ever played in.
Really?
Yeah.
How
so
about that?
It's 2001, right? And we're playing some beautiful venues. But I remember, pulling up to what was the Rose Garden at the time.
Right, the Moda Center now, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is cool. And it was like a half a mile walk from my dressing room to the stage. I'm like, I can get used to this.
Yeah.
We set up what they call it back then, the Theater in the Clouds.
That's right. Yep.
Right. And I just remember playing, and there was like 4,000 people there, something like that. I was like, that's a lot of people. It was a big building. Cool. And then the next year, it sold out. And then not too long after that, now 2 shows. So that'll always be a special place in my heart.
Al, thanks so much for taking the time. Tickets are on sale now at Transsiberian.com. As we say in show business, break a bunch of legs.
Yes, I did that once. I'll try not to do it again.
You're not supposed to take it literally.
I know. All right, brother. Thanks for the time. Have a great day. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Take care.